This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, good morning, friends. And this is lab number 16. Okay, so in today's session, we'll talk about the scenario. The scenario is, let's say I'll ask you, you need to tell me how you can achieve this. Okay, first, I want to run my ingestion pipeline. So ingestion pipeline means simply you want to copy data from on-premise to cloud or from cloud to cloud. So I want to run my ingestion pipeline whenever new file arrived arrived into blob storage. Okay, arrived into blob storage. Can you all tell me how you can achieve this?
Event-based trigger.
Yes.
Event-based or logic apps.
Event trigger.
Okay, right. Event based trigger. Everybody clear? Everybody is on same page. Okay. So if you want to run any ingestion pipeline whenever a new file arrived into blob storage, this is how you can able to achieve the scenario. How you can able to achieve is you can achieve using the event based trigger. Now the scenario is little bit different, because if it is the same scenario, then you can use event based trigger. Let's imagine this is a database table. Okay, database. From this database, I want to, okay, from the database, you want to read data. Okay, from this database into this data. From this database, I want to ingest data into this blob storage. But before that, there are 4 jobs. How many jobs? There are 4 jobs. So 4 jobs are ingesting data into this database. Once these 4 jobs are completed, then I need to write run my ingestion job. What ingestion job will do? Ingestion job basically copies data from this database to this data lake storage chain. Let's imagine. So I'm telling you here, let's imagine this is a database. In this database, let's imagine this is a product table. In this product table, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, these 4 jobs are ingesting data into this product table, meaning all these 4 jobs are basically writing data into the product table. So from this product table, we need to write data into the ADLS Gen 2. Okay, once these 4 jobs written data into the product table, from product table we want to copy data into the ADLS Gen 2. Now what happens? As soon as this first job is completed, first job means, let's say, any other job, maybe any other pipeline you can think of, anything you can think of. So when this job 1 is completed, okay, when this job 1 is written data into the product table, what they are going to do is they are going to write that particular, they are going to put one trigger file in the blob storage. Okay, trigger file in the blob storage. Okay, let's say job 1 completed. Okay, what is that? Job 1 completed. Job 1 completed dot txt. So now in the blob storage, how many trigger files we have? In the blob storage, how many trigger files we have now? 4. Only one job is completed, only one is there. Okay. Now, if you enable the event based trigger, what happens? Now pipeline will run. After job 2 is completed, job 2 is going to place one more trigger file called job2 underscore completed.txt. So one more time pipeline is going to run. Again, third job is going to run. When the third job is ran, so third job got completed, again it will place a completed.txt. So meaning job 3 is completed, So third, again it will run a pipeline. Job 4. Job 4 underscore completed dot txt. So when the fourth job is completed, job 4 underscore completed dot txt will be there. This is basically ingesting data into the job 4 underscore completed dot txt will be there. This basically ingest data from the database to the EDLS Gen 2. Clear to all of you? Everybody's clear on this? Everybody's clear on this?
Yes.
Okay. Now can you tell me how many times pipeline is running in this case? How many times pipeline is running in this case?
Four times.
Okay, very good. So this is basically a 4 times. But the goal here is we should not run 4 times. Once all these 4 jobs got completed, when all these 4 files are available, you need to run pipeline only once. Pipeline you need to run only once. How you can achieve this? Everybody understood scenario? Understanding the scenario or understanding this is very important. Why can't we use metadata? Why can't we use metadata table instead of blob storage? Using metadata table, you want to have some kind of, what you want to do with metadata? Ashul sir, tell me, what do you want to do with metadata table?
Just I want to store all the job information. Right now, what we are doing is we are creating the files, right? In
No,
blob
but
storage.
yeah, but in that case, you can do that also, but that is not, because here it's a event based one you need to achieve. So event based one you cannot achieve it using the metadata table. If you're storing the statuses in the metadata table, or if you're storing this kind of information in metadata table, you can't enable the event based trigger. Got it?
Yeah, thank you. I got it.
So that's why we need to go with this trigger file. But the problem here is our event based will run for each file, but we need to run a pipeline only once all these 4 files are available. How we can achieve this? First, everybody understood the scenario, because understanding scenario is important. Because if you understand the scenario, remaining things we can do very easily. Everybody understood scenario?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, so 2 things we need to understand. First thing is we are calling. Okay, first let me go and create all these things. So let's imagine I want to copy data from this database to ADLS Gen 2. Once these 4 jobs completed and place these 4 success files. Okay. So let me just create that particular thing here. Then you will have some understanding. One second. Okay, I'll just create this SQL database. First thing is I'll create SQL database. Go to SQL database, create a SQL database. Create a new resource group called Cloud Pandit. See, understand the new scenarios, because SQL DB. Okay, create a new server here. Cloud Pandit SQL Server 2706. Just setting here cloud at the rate 123. Cloud at the rate 123. Okay. Just click review plus create. Click create. Okay. Okay. Now come to portal.ag.com again. Okay, so here you need to focus on a storage accounts. So from database, I want to copy data into the storage account. Sorry, already there is a resource group, Cloud Pandit -Archive1. This is a Cloud Pandit EDLS Gen 2706. Click review plus create. So it's a Gen 2, right? Gen 2 means you need to enable the hierarchical instance. Click review plus create. Okay, so then click create. So this is the database, this is the data lake storage. Now go to portal.h.com. Okay, so this is the database, this is the data lake storage Gen 2. Then I'll create the blob storage. Okay, storage accounts. Create storage account. Come down, you can select here Cloud Pandit-Archive. Cloud Pandit. Blob 2706. Click review plus create. Click create. So this is the database, this is the ADLS Gen 2, this is the blob storage. Now come here. I'm going to create the Azure Data Factory. Data Factory. Create a Data Factory. -Archive1. Cloud Pandit ADF V2 2706. Git configuration, configure it later. Click review plus create. Create it. This is SQL database, this is the blob storage, so data lake storage into blob storage, and we created the ADF. Now go to database, enable the firewall. Okay, set server firewall. Overview, set server firewall. Come down, add client IP, allow Azure services and resources to access the server. Save it. Go back, click on query editor. This is the password. Okay. Oh, sorry, there is wrong password. So here, if you see, you don't have any data. Okay, let's quickly create table product. Okay, then you can just give product ID in product name, varchar 50. Product location, varchar 50. Okay, so now insert into product, values are one, let's say mobile, product is purchased from bank, something like this. Okay, so some dummy data we, so 2 laptop, 3 phone, something like this. Okay, some records I'm just giving. Okay, phone. Just imagine there are some records. Okay, as so there are 4 jobs. Let's imagine 4 records it is inserting. Okay, let's say anything. Let's say Pune. Okay, so there are 4 records came from the 4 different jobs. I'm creating table and inserted 4 records into the product table. So this particular data I want to ingest into data lake store gen 2 using the Azure Data Factory. How to copy data from database to ADLS Gen 2? How many linked services we need? How many linked services we need?
Two.
Click linked service. So here what you can do is you can just say SQL database. It is SQL database. LS for it is SQL DB. Subscription is this. Server name is 2706. Database name is cloud SQL DB. User name is this cloud at the rate 123. Test connection. Create it. Okay. Click new. ADLS Gen 2. This is the one. Okay. Test connection. Create it. New pipeline. So in this, basically you just use a copy activity. Copy data. What is my source? Source is new. SQL database. DS file is SQL DB. Linked service is this. And select that product table. See, if you have to ingest multiple tables from database to data lake store gen 2, how you can able to ingest that data, you are aware. I no need to teach that, right? Yes. Dynamically, how to do, you know, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Linked service is this. First as header, browse it. So you don't have any container. Let's create a container called product data. Okay. Can't import schema, click none, click OK. Okay, fine. So this is the this is a SQL database. This is a sync data lake storage gen 2. Now, what we need to do is, let's imagine you may have multiple tables that you need to ingest. That doesn't matter. This is basically a pipeline for ingestion. PL for ingestion, data ingestion from SQL DB to ADLS gen 2. This pipeline for what? This pipeline is for the data ingestion, which copies data from SQL DB to ADLS Gen 2. Clear to all of you? Now, click on a new pipeline. I need to implement my logic. What my logic? So my logic, I need to implement logic. Let's say until activity I am going to use. Until activity is basically checks for until all the 4 trigger files are available, it will keep running. Once it is keep running, whenever we have all the 4 files are available, until activity is going to be successful. Once the until activity is successful, which means that all the 4 trigger files are available, then I'm going to call my ingestion pipeline using the execute pipeline activity. So this logic how to develop we are going to discuss, but high level this until activity is basically going to wait until 4 trigger files are available. When all these 4 trigger files are available, then you are going to call the execute pipeline activity, which basically calls the ingestion pipeline, which ingests data from SQL DB to ADL Gen 2, meaning this until activity confirms, okay, these 4 jobs are written data into this product table. Then we are running a ingestion, meaning take these 4 jobs, whatever data is written into this product table, take that data and write it into ADL Gen 2. Then we are basically calling the ingestion pipeline. So once all 4 trigger files are available, then only we are calling what? Then only we are calling what? Ingestion pipeline. How many of you understood till here? Tell me, everybody understood this? Everybody understood? Any doubts here?
Good morning, Mr.
Okay,
Malaya. This is Jamal. Actually, you mentioned that we have 4 activities, right? It's an example scenario. We have 4 activities, and for 4 jobs, 4 jobs have to be completed only then the until activity will give the command to execute pipeline. This is actually what I'm saying is right, correct?
correct, correct.
For example, if there is a job to be skipped, or maybe is it possible scenarios, or am I just creating one? Is it really is
So
going to happen?
so if you want to skip any job or something, client will tell you, okay, the scenario has changed. One of the jobs we are not focused. We are not waiting for one of the job. Can you change the modification in the pipeline as per that change? We are going to make those changes as per that. See, if the requirement has changed, we need to change the logic as well. Correct?
Okay, Mr. Malaya, thank you.
So now what we are going to do is, now my question to all of you, I just wanted to understand how many of you are aware. When until activity will be successful, on condition true it will success, or on condition false it will success. Success meaning it has to come out. Come out means let's say for loop. If you give 10 items, after 1, 2, 3, after 10th item is processed, it will come out from the loop. Okay, similarly while loop, until some condition is false, it will keep running. Similarly, when until activity will come out, on condition true it will come out, on condition false it will come out. Okay, very good, Chinmay, Shiva, Venkat, let me be wrong, okay. So until activity will come out only when the condition is true. So that's why very carefully observe. I am clicking outside here on canvas. Here you see pipeline parameters. Now I am going to use the pipeline variables. Okay, so pipeline variables can be changed at runtime, but pipeline parameters you cannot change at runtime. That is the difference. If anybody asks me in interview the difference between pipeline parameter and pipeline variable, the main difference is pipeline parameter cannot be changed at runtime, but pipeline variable values can be changed at runtime. Remember, okay. Now this is a PL. Okay, this is a PL, pipeline variable for condition check. Okay, condition. And okay, meaning, so this is a condition. What is the default condition? Default condition I need to set it to false. The reason is, if we set this is a true, until activity will be successful directly here itself. It will not go inside, it will not check anything. That's why until activity will come out if the condition is true. Until activity will come out if the condition is true. Okay, Now click on this until activity, come to settings, expression, add dynamic content, select this variable. Okay, see, this is the variable. Click OK. So now what happens? You are basically passing false. If the condition is false, until activity go inside, it will execute all the activities that are there inside until activity. If the condition is false, what it will do? If the condition is false, what it will do? It will go inside until activity. It will execute all the activities. Clear? Everybody should be clear. What it will do? Can you come again? Until activity, if the condition is false, what it will do?
It will go inside and execute the process.
Yeah, it will go inside and execute all activities. Okay, now come to blob storage. In blob storage, let's say I'll create a one container called trigger files. Okay, this is the container. Now in Azure Data Factory, I am inside until active. Now you see this is the pipeline. Click on this to go inside until active. I am inside until active. Now let's say I want to check the files that are there in under this folder. Which activity I need to use?
Get metadata.
Which activity?
Get
Which
metadata.
activity? Get metadata.
metadata.
Okay, very good. Get metadata. Come to settings, click new. So blob storage, CSV, TS4, EDLS Gen 2, DS underscore EDLS Gen 2. It's a source. Or you said this is a get metadata basically. Okay, get metadata. So you don't have connection to the blob. We have not created. Let's create on the fly. Blob subscription. This is the storage. Okay, test connection successful. You are creating the linked service now, and then using that linked service you are selecting the path. Which path? Trigger files. Click OK. Click OK. Okay, first as header you can check. Let me open this data set. Open first as header. Okay, not required basically, but let it be. Okay, come to pipeline one. What I need to do in the get metadata activity to check the files that are there under folder.
Count of files.
If
Count
exist.
of files.
Count of files.
Exist.
Exist.
Very good. Exist. Child items we need to ask. Exist for what? Exist for checking whether this container is available or not. You need a files that are there under container, meaning container is a parent. Under the parent, the child things you need, child items you need, meaning you need to ask a child items. Clear?
Yes.
So you need to be very clear on this. Okay, fine. Let's say get metadata has given the count. You know how the child items it will display? Not sure we have it.
Yes.
See, child items will be given. See, child items will be given like this, you know. So it will tell you, okay, this is the trigger job one underscore completed .txt type is file, job two underscore completed .txt type is file, and so on. It will show like this. So what is this called? What is this called?
Items.
Array.
Hmm? Array. Okay. So if you want to get the length of array, you need to get the length of array, right? So what you need to do, you need to use the if activity. What activity you need to use? If activity. Here you are going to do something. What you are going to do here is, if the condition is true, so sorry, come here. So child items. This will basically give you the file names and the type of the file. But now if you want the length, the number of files, you need to use a function called length or length. Let me see here, length or len. See, what is this? Returns the number of elements in an array. So you need to use length here. What it will give? It will give you the number of, files that are available. Child items count it will give you. If you have a 4 files, length will be 4. If the file count is there are only 2 trigger files are available, length will be 2. Okay. Now there is a equals function next. What equals will do? 4 comma 4 condition, true or false?
True.
Condition true or false? 4 comma 4 true, right? So similarly here you need to bring this. So instead of the first 4, you need to put this formula. It will give you 4. So we are expecting 4 trigger files. You need to put 4 here. Okay, and the child items, whatever file count we are fetching, that should be equal to 4. When this is equal to 4, the condition is met. Okay, the condition is met. Condition is met means if condition is true. If condition is true means until activity, now I need to succeed. For that I need to update my variable. How to update variable? There is activity called set variable activity that you can able to use to update this value. See, this just use this particular name, value. Here you can simply say value is true. Value is true, simple. Okay. Now let's say only 2 files are available, but we are expecting 4 files. The condition is false. What you will do? What happens if you leave it like this is, it will check again, it will come back, it will check for the files again, it will check the count is not matched, again it will go and fetch the files, meaning if without waiting even for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it will keep checking the trigger files folder for the all 4 files. If you keep checking every within a minute, if you check 10 times, the cost will increase. To decrease the cost, what you need to do, inside false, whenever the files are not available, nothing will happen. In my project we waited for 20 minutes, but now we don't have that much time, that's why we'll go with a 60 seconds, meaning 1 minute. Okay, so what happens? First it will take the count of the files. So count of the files, when file names it will take. Here we will check how many files are received. Okay, 2 files we received. Condition is false. We are waiting for 1 minute. We are waiting for 1 minute. Again we are coming back and we are checking again. Now how many files are available? 3 files. 3 files is equal to 4? No. So condition false again. You wait for 1 minute. Come back. Now you again extract the files. There are 4 files came. Now you check the condition. The file count is 4. Yes, condition is true. When the condition is true, now I am setting the variable to true. When I set the variable to true, until activity, it will not execute get metadata until activity will come out, because condition is true now. Condition is true now, it will come out, and once this is executed successfully, on success of the on success of this until activity, I am running the execute pipeline. This green means, you know, right? See here, on success. Okay, on success of until activity, we are calling this. Clear to all of you? How many of you, like whoever is having doubt, please ask quickly.
So suppose Malaya job one itself ran someday and ran for 4 times, and then what happens? Job 2, job 3, job 4 not
No,
completed. It will bring 4 count.
no. See, when the job one file you are uploading, right? You will upload with the same name, job one underscore completed. Even job one run 4 times, job one underscore completed .txt only will be there. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
Because that job is going to place a file name with job one underscore completed .txt. If job one ran 4 times, doesn't matter. It will place only file called job one underscore completed .txt. If it run multiple times, it will just update the timestamp. That's all.
Okay.
Next.
So we don't update for failed jobs, Malay?
Failed jobs, we don't care. The reason is those jobs we are not handling. Those are different jobs. Those are handled by client. So because this is my previous project, basically. In one of the entire sprint, we delivered only this one lab, whatever I'm explaining now. Okay, so they did not tell us what jobs are writing data and all. They just told there will be a trigger files will come. When these 4 are available, then only you need to write then only you need to call the ingestion pipeline, they said. So as per that, we implemented the pipeline. These 4 jobs, that's why I said you don't confuse, you can think these 4 jobs as a 4 different pipelines you can think of. Those pipelines we are not basically handling. But if you think, okay, I am handling these 4 jobs, you just think of like ingesting data from on-premise to the Azure SQL database. There are 4 jobs you are using to ingest data into the same database product table. Got it?
So what if we get files like job 1 failed? In that case, can we check with the string name? Can we check with the specific string?
The goal here is on success of these 4 jobs, you need to run your ingestion job.
Yeah, I understand that.
So if job 1 is failed, there is a alert email notification or whatever they will set, they are going to fix those things. So example, in our case, we have implemented some pipelines. So we know how to send the alert email notification, how to have a secure connections and all, right? So similarly, that job is handled by different development team. So they are going to handle all those failure scenarios. Our goal is we need to wait until job 1 is completed. If job 1 is not completed on that particular day, we are not going to run our pipeline.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Malaya, we are not taking any time updated things.
Very good,
So
very good.
if
That part I'll come. That time update one I'll explain, because once everybody is clear till here, I'll just go and talk about the time updation. Okay.
okay.
Everybody, please. Any other questions? Okay. So I don't see any further questions. I'll just move on. So now what we will do is. Okay. So now there is a one more problem here. I'll tell you the problem. Okay. Clearly, try to understand. Day 1, we loaded file 1.txt like the job 1. Okay. File like a job 1 underscore completed.txt, job 2 completed.txt, job 3, job 4. There are 4 files are available. Day 2, when you are running your pipeline, already 1, 2, 3, 4 files are available. Will you run your pipeline? Day 2, actually these 4 jobs did not run. Yesterday 4 trigger files are available. Will you run pipeline on day 2 immediately?
No.
What we need to do? We need to check whether these 4 files are updated today or not. How to check whether these 4 files belongs to today date or not is come to get metadata activity. Here you are fetching the files, right? You are fetching all the child files, right? So here itself there is a configuration. If you come to settings, see filter by last modified start time. What I'll do, format date time, or you can simply say UTC now. So what it will do, filter by start time means it will basically take the today date. Okay, do one thing. Otherwise UTC now means it will give you current date, right? So do one thing. Sorry. Format date time. Under this, you just put the UTC now. So today date it has to generate and it has to give us year, month, and day only. So what about our minute seconds? Our minute seconds will be reset to 0, 0, 0, 0, because that's what we need, right? Today morning from 12 o'clock, whatever files are loaded, whatever files are modified after 12 o'clock, only those files you take it from the trigger file container. See to which folder we pointed, trigger files. Okay, this data set is pointed to trigger file container. So what we are asking is, in that trigger file container, give me all child items which are modified today. Even though you have yesterday 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 files, those will not come in the day 2 because we have some last modified date time. Got it? You guys are clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how you need to do. Okay, clear? Everybody understood this second one? See, a lot of scenarios will be there, friends. You need to understand all those scenarios. Okay. Day 1 I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Day 2 also same files will be there, which are not basically loaded on day 2. So to avoid that, what we are doing, we are fetching 1, 2, 3, 4 if those files are updated today only. If those files are not modified today, then I am not picking those files. If the modified date is yesterday, I am not picking those such type of files. Clear now? Clear. Okay, now, so that's all about the pipeline. Now my question is, this is a, let's say, okay, so this is multi-dependency job. Basically, it depends on the multiple jobs. Okay, so this is the logic I have. Where is the until activity? Where is until activity? Until activity is deleted somehow. Okay, how come it is deleted? Is it really deleted or not deleted? No, it's deleted somehow. I don't know. No problem. I will configure it in a minute only. 1 minute give me. I will configure it. Okay. This is until activity. So you also see how I am reconfiguring everything again. So there is a set variable here, right? This variable basically condition is false. That variable value, click add dynamic content and pass that variable value. Now the condition is false. Go inside until act. 1 second. Let me make it a little bit big. This one. Make this until activity is condition is a true. Inside until activity you can use the get metadata activity. This get metadata activity basically use this data set. Which data set? Same get metadata data set is there. Only thing is you need to use here child items and then filter by add dynamic content. You will take format date type UTC now, comma YYY-MM-DD. Okay, we are taking only this date. Here month, hour, minute, seconds will be reset to 0. Then you use the if activity to check the condition. Okay. How to check the condition? Again, I am repeating this point at the here get metadata one dot. Sorry, you can just use the child items directly. Use the child items length we need, so length will give you the number of files that it returned. That length is equal to 4. I am going to check using the what equals function. Equals does not accept one or
Length is
Output the
Length of
child. Oh, sorry,
length
sorry.
function.
Length we need to put very good. Length of these child items, comma 4 we need to put. Okay, click. So if this condition is true, what we need to do? We need to update the conditional variable. Set variable you can use to update that particular variable value at runtime. True. Okay. If the condition is false, if the files are not available, instead of going and checking immediately, you can use wait activity to wait for some 60 seconds. Clear? So if until activity succeeded, execute Python activity. Everything we set. Now finally one more last scenario. So we are almost done. Now job 1 is there, job 2 is there, job 3 is there, job 4 is there. Which job is going to run first? Client knows already, because even though those are jobs, they are going to schedule it, right? They will schedule to run job 1 at 6 o'clock, job 2 7, job 3 8 o'clock, job 4 9 o'clock. Doesn't matter. They may schedule at any time, but client knows which job schedule what time. So client tells you, Malaya, job 1 is running at 6 o'clock, job 2 is running at 7 o'clock, job 3 is running at 8 o'clock, job 4 is running at 9 o'clock. So now, what time we need to schedule our pipeline? So I have two pipelines, right? Ingestion pipeline will be called from the multi-dependency job. But this multi-dependency job, when we need to run? See, he mentioned clearly client 6 o'clock job 1, 7 o'clock job 2, 8 o'clock job 3, 9 o'clock job 4. When we need to run our job, tell me the timing.
After 9 o'clock.
after 9.
After 9 o'clock. After 9 means what time? After 9 1. Okay, very good. I'll take all your suggestions. Then I'll tell you one by one. I'll rule out. I'll tell you the best one I'll take. Okay. Okay, 9 o'clock, 1 minute after. Very good, Rahul. Very good. Okay. So whatever Rahul mentioned, that is the exact one. What we need to do, we know this is the fourth job which is going to run, last job. We need to wait for job 4 underscore completed.txt. We need to make a event based trigger, not 9 o'clock 1 minute. Maybe this job may take till 10 o'clock, doesn't matter. When the job 4 is completed, when the job 4 is placed a new file on that particular day, job 4 underscore completed.txt file whenever is loaded into block storage, which means that our last job got completed and we received a trigger file. When I receive this trigger file, last trigger file, I need to run my pipeline. So this pipeline will not run our ingestion pipeline immediately. Even though you have a job 4 underscore completed.txt is completed, maybe job 1 is running, still running. You need to wait for some time. So only goal that we are doing is job for our last job is completed. When our last job is completed, we are running our checking pipeline, our file checking pipeline. Okay, this multi-dependency pipeline we are going to start once our final job is completed. Sometimes what happens, our second job or first job got stuck and it is keep running. So no problem, this job it will wait until that job also completed. Once all 4 jobs are completed, until activity will be successful, and it will call the execute pipeline activity. This execute pipeline activity will call the ingestion pipeline. Now everybody understood this? Everybody understood this? Mahesh, clear? Karuva Mahesh, clear? Okay, fine, clear. Okay, good. So everybody is clear, right? Now I'll create an event-based trigger for the trigger 4 job. Okay. Now before event-based trigger, very important thing is in the subscription level, event grid must be enabled, because I'm telling you for the new like new subscription whoever is using, they must follow this. Okay, event grid. See, event grid is registered for me. So if it is not registered, first you need to register. Okay, after that you come here, click in new/edit trigger, new trigger. There are trigger for event job 4. Okay, so this is a storage events, this is a subscription, this is the blob storage which I'm looking for, and in which container, under trigger files container, for which file you are waiting for, job for completed dot txt. You are waiting for job for underscore completed dot txt whenever it is created. And you don't ignore empty blobs, doesn't matter, you no need to have any data in this file. That's why you don't ignore the empty blobs, you need to consider the empty blobs whenever file is created with this name. It may be a 0 byte file, no data file. So whenever with this name any file is created with the data, without data, anything is created, then I need to start my trigger. Okay, clear? Configurations is clear. Click continue.
It should be
Click.
yes, right?
Yeah,
Ignore
that should be
blocks.
yes.
No. Ignore empty blobs means you are trying to ignore the empty blobs, meaning if this file is going to be loaded with a 0 KB, okay, then it will not run if you say yes. This is just a trigger file, completion file, indication file. Okay, it does not have any data. That's why you should ignore empty blobs is no. You should not ignore the empty blobs. Empty blobs means even though this file does not have any data, you have to consider. If you want to consider, you need to select no. Got it? I'm repeating again. If you select yes, what happens is this job for underscore completed txt is not having any data, then it will not run pipeline. Okay, so maybe this job for underscore completed txt may not have data, because this is not a data file. This is just a success file, just to tell you my job is completed. That's why it may not have data. When this may not have data, it will ignore. So it is saying I'll ignore. Yes, you are saying yes, you ignore. No, you need to say no, don't ignore. This is not a data file, this is an indication file. Even though this file is loaded with a 0 bytes without any data, you consider. That's why you're saying no, don't ignore, you're saying here. Clear? Confirm it, friends. Click continue, click continue, click OK, and publish all. Click publish. That's all. It is publishing. So everything is published. Publishing is completed. Now come to monitor tab. And now come to pipelines. Okay. See, nothing is running. Now I'll just go to here. I'll just upload a few files. Okay, upload. See, job 1 completed. You upload first file, nothing is going to happen. Pipeline is not started. Okay, you upload file 2 now. Sorry, let's upload job 4 now. Okay, directly I uploaded job 4. Now what happens? Let's see. So job is started basically. Event based trigger is job is started. Now go inside the job. Now you see it is waiting. Why it is waiting? Because get metadata brought only two files. Job1 underscore completed.txt, job4 underscore completed.txt. So this is basically completed. So this is basically has given the only two files, job1 underscore completed.txt, job4 underscore completed.txt. Okay, there are only two files are available. That's why it is waiting. See, it went into the wait mode. The condition is false. That's why it went into the wait mode. Okay. Now again, you come to blob, upload this blob. Okay, job 3 file is uploaded. Now let's see what happens. Refresh this. See here, until activities failed. Why until? Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me tell you, there is a failure. The failure, why it failed, I'll tell you. Let me cancel this. Okay, small mistake I have done. That's it. Okay. Small mistake is in the until activity variables. You need to make this as a boolean type. Boolean means true or false, right? But I made it as a string type. That is the problem. That's why we make it as a boolean and publish on. Okay. Now I made the required change. Now Python is going to run when we re-upload this same file. Now come to blob storage. Now you see job 1, job 3, job 4 is there, but our multi-dependency pipeline is not going to run at this time. What we need to do, we need to re-upload the same file. Okay, then only our job will run again. So now come again here, upload the job 4 underscore completed. Overwrite if file already exists, click upload. Okay, now our pipeline should run because we re-uploaded file. See now, job is running, but this time how many files are available in the folder? See, basically verified 1, 2, 3 files are available. That's why it went into the wait condition. Okay, how much time it is going to wait? It will wait for 60 seconds. Refresh this. Okay, so this is the until activity. This is the get metadata if condition. So as you know, if condition is false. Now what we will do, we will upload that the second file as well. Okay, job 2 underscore completed. Now what happens? Let's see. So after 60 seconds, again our our get metadata will run again. See, get metadata. Yeah. See, get metadata ran. So one job to everything, 4 files are available. Condition is true. That's why set variable is set it to true. When this is true, what is the next activity it is going to run? Execute pipeline activity. What it means? Which means that so it basically called the another pipeline should call here. See, ingestion pipeline is running. When the ingestion pipeline is running, when those 4 files are available. Got it now? So this is the pipeline. Clear? Any doubts?
Malaya, why you re-uploaded job 4 completed file?
Because I need to rerun the pipeline, right? When the pipeline will rerun again? When you re-upload the same file, right? Because this file is dependent on the job 4 completed.txt, right? Event based. If you want to run a pipeline again, you need to re-upload that file again, right?
Okay, file creation. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
In in event based, you have given the job for completed.txt, right? Until unless that file arrive, our job will run, our pipeline will run, right? So the files will come like this, right? Job means file name, extension, date now. So there is a hard right? Job for completed.
See, this is 2 days back also I said your audio is not at all clear. You need to fix your audio, otherwise you ping in chat window and respond to you. Okay, you just ping your question in chat window. Otherwise you fix your audio. The audio is not at all clear. Yes. Remaining people, please go on.
And one more thing, Malaya, in your project, your client kept those 4 triggered files, right?
Not a client. Basically, there the jobs.
Upstream team.
Upstream jobs. Correct. So there are
Okay.
upstream jobs. Basically, those are creating these ingestion pipe. These trigger files.
Okay.
Yeah. You just think of those 4 jobs as a 4 different ADF pipelines. Okay. It will be easy for you to imagine. Next.
What are the different variable types?
What are the different types of
Variables?
Okay, you can say string, boolean, and one more thing called string, boolean, and array. I think you will have 3 types. Array, string, boolean. Okay. If you want integer, you take it as a string and convert it into wherever you want. That you can do.
Okay. Thanks, Malaya.
Malaya, is there any way
we have not discussed with REST API, right? We'll discuss with REST API tomorrow. Yes. Please, Chinmay, please go on now.
My question is, you uploaded 4 files. Suppose out of 4 files, suppose I uploaded some other file, like you said job completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Rather than I uploaded some random file, right? It will also trigger, right? Because the file count is 4. So how can I restrict that? Because
so that is a different scenario basically. So there is a lot of logic that you need to build further. What you need to do inside until take get metadata all the files, pass it to the sub pipeline, because inside until you cannot use for each. You can see here you cannot use for each inside until also. So now this all child items you pass it to the another pipeline. There iterate through file by file and you check the job 1 underscore completed is matching. If the file names are matching, then only you increase the count. If the file name is not matching, you don't increase the count. So basically that is the advanced level scenario. If somebody is loading all the files into the same container, you need to do in that way. So if required, I can take a session tomorrow on that also. Okay, tomorrow maybe that is extension to this. We can take a session on that tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I'll take on the REST API. No issue. We can discuss all the scenarios, because all these things you can explain in the interview. Very important, everything. Okay. In event-based job, we have event job completed.txt, but our files come like file name underscore date, right? In that case, how we can fix it? See, basically this is Pandra, this particular requirement is not focused on the files. So our trigger files, we are going to get the trigger files. Trigger files will come with the same name. So files, when the files are modified to take only that particular day files, we are using this last modified by. So what it will do, even though file name is same, if that file is modified today, if that file is reloaded, re-uploaded today, then only that file will be picked by this get metadata activity based on this time. So it takes the only files which are modified after this time, it will pick. It will not pick the yesterday files. So you are talking about the yesterday files. This is the data files. If you want to create an event based trigger on data files means yesterday there is a file with yesterday date. Today there is a file coming with a today date. In that case, you need to do one thing, that is .txt. Okay, .txt extension or something you need to put it. You cannot pass this date dynamically. Okay. Usually post completion of any project, we need to check the best optimized techniques are used in project or not. Could you please share the optimized steps you take in your day-to-day jobs? Here are also those we basically discuss. Already I discussed about the copy activity. For copy activity, one of the thing is make sure your compute infrastructure is is there in the same region where your destination is. Second one is try to increase your data integration units. But if you increase data integration units, that is nothing but this one. So this is the data integration units. If you increase this count, the compute will increase and you will get better performance, but it also increase the cost. See, you will be charged for user DIUs into copy duration. Okay, degree of copy parallelism. Degree of copy parallelism means how many parallel threads you need. You can increase these things as well. So don't select anything. Logging, staging, data consistency verification, fault tolerance unnecessarily, because again, if you check any of these, that will hit the performance. These things you can take care for the data ingestion. Data of transformation we will come to know when we start the data flow jobs. Okay. Okay. Now, so final thing for today. So somebody asked, I did not remember. So Azure pricing calculator. So if you want to know what is the charges for each Azure service, okay, now come here. Let's say I want to talk about data factory. Select this data factory. Okay. If you are going with pay as you go, for 30 hours, it will be charged $8.79 average per month. Okay. If you are using, like, let's say 1 hour, for 1 hour, how much you want to understand? For 1 hour, $0.29. Okay. I'm talking about the, oh shit, how data, I selected data factory, data bricks scheme, sorry. So data factory, you see Azure integration runtime, nothing, zero. The reason is, so this data factory, you need to say orchestration activities. So if your activity runs in thousands, so 1,000 times if you run $1, okay, 1,000 activities. If you run once, it's 1,000 rupees, I think. Data integration units. DIUs, I just told you now, right? DIUs, if you use data integration units per hour, so one data integration units, if you use per hour, 0.25. If you use for 250, 3, 4. 4 data integration units, if you use for 1 hour, it will be a $1. Like this, pipeline activity execution hours. So if the pipeline is running for 1 hour, so $0.01. External pipeline activity execution hours. So if you are calling the Databricks notebooks from ADF, it will be $0.01 per hour. Okay, because it has to keep track the execution. That's why this is also chargeable. Even though Databricks job is running on the Databricks, it will be charged. Okay. Azure pricing calculator, you can more explore on that. If you get stuck somewhere, you let me know, I'll fix on that. Any other questions? Okay, final one. Whoever created the documentation, please ping it, please share it in the group, in our group, so that everybody will look into it. Okay. Okay, friends, that's all for today. Thank you all. Thank you.